Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon
Welcome to the
Podcast.
Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
I haven't breathed in a few days.
Are you not doing well?
I don't know.
It's funny, we always check in as though we don't spend every waking moment together. I know exactly how you're doing. I think you're doing great. You're nailing it.
I was listening to some news thing, and the woman was like, "And to all you moms out there, you're great job. You're doing great."
It's like,
I'm like,
how do you know?
Yeah, like I think the idea now is like just that you're trying it all, or just that you're hanging in there. You know,
People used to do that to me when I was a sign language interpreter. Do you know that I was a sign language interpreter for many years, Natasha?
Yes, I do.
People used to do that to me. They'd come up to me after I'd interpret something, and they'd be like, "You were great tonight." I'd be like, "Bitch, how do you know? You don't know sign language? I could have been fucking doing the robot for an hour. You wouldn't have any idea." I've been thinking about my hair lately. I've had a lot of revelations, Natasha. I need to cut off my other family. That's what I realized. No, when this whole thing first started, the first few weeks, first couple months, people were like, "Damn," I don't know about you, but I was like, "Damn, my hair is looking fucked up." And I was like, I can't wait to cut this bad boy. But now I'm starting to think it's growing out. It's getting kind of luscious. For the YouTube viewers, you can kind of see how long it's getting. I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'm going to keep it. And then I'm thinking, is everybody going to keep it? Will that be the new aesthetic look, is like quarantine fluff as we come out?
It's pretty low on my list of priorities to get a haircut, because I feel like I can figure out how to.
You've gotten 2 self-cuts since we've been in quarantine, though.
Right.
You kind of nailed it.
But now I know how to do that. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I could just do the minimum.
Do you not have to hire anybody anymore?
No, I would have to probably.
I had another revelation. I bought a fire pit. I bought a collapsible foldable fire pit. We started having campfires in the front yard, and then I bought this book called Surfing in California. Surfing California. This old book written in the 70s by some guy that's like, why do people in their bios, by the way, it says about the author, it's talking about this guy's like who he is. I mean, it's one of these books from the 70s where like the printing press was like a guy going to Kinko's, but and then in the bio it's like, and then I graduated from college, I surfed all over the place, and then I found Jesus Christ. I'm like, what does that have to do with?
Aww.
I know, he's sweet. This guy seems sweet. He's got a big old cross on his surfboard. Anyway, what's my point? My point is I just wanted to bash Christians a little bit. No, my point is I got this old 70s book about all the different surf beaches in California, some of the hidden ones and stuff, and then this collapsible fire pit. I got my RV all dialed in this week. I thought to myself, you know what? You know what I thought, Natasha? I thought, I'm going to make this a good summer whether COVID-19 likes it or not. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to catch some tasty wavage. I'm going to bring my family along. I'm going to make love to my wife in the cab of an RV. That's what I thought.
That's just when darkness comes upon you.
Well,
when you're not looking.
What? What are you, Nosferatu?
No, I'm just saying it's hard to have fun when you're like,
yo, what's up with this negativity? I'm like, I found a fire pit. Christ came into my life. I'm going to have a good summer. You're like, no, you're not.
no,
The darkness will come.
I know.
The cloud will come.
You don't get enveloped by the world tragedy?
Is that how you are right now, enveloped? We got to pop you out of this.
Okay.
I mean, first and foremost, for the next hour and 15 minutes, because we're trying to tape a podcast over here, and you're over here talking about the ennui of the human condition.
Okay.
Do you think we can do it? Can we push through?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We might have to stop tape here and have me do a little mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, which is what I call it when I French Natasha so hard she becomes in a good mood. You ever had that?
Yeah, totally. I like that.
Okay.
No, I do feel like it's really hard to stay positive, and my brain's kind of fried, like, hanging out with a kid all day, and it's very challenging, especially like a 2-year-old, because I feel like you have to be with them at all times to make sure that they're okay. And then they, and it's like, it's a lot of like not patient. You can't really talk to them for more than like a minute until they are, as if like there's no there's a lot of switching topics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're
She's
like,
2. She doesn't know a lot about any one topic, so we kind of get to the end of her knowledge base pretty quickly. A good conversation with our daughter was like, Daddy, do you like hot sauce? And I'm like, yeah, I like hot sauce. And she goes, Mommy, do you like hot sauce? And she says, yeah, I like hot sauce. I go, well, do you like hot sauce? She's like, I do not like hot sauce. And then we kind of move on from there. Didn't she tell you she was a boy tonight?
yeah, no, that was fun. But that's, that was.
She came out. So young they come. And I grabbed her and I screamed. I said, you are not a boy. You were born biologically female. You will remain that way. And I just thought it was a good, it was a cool, teachable moment. As a parent, that felt really positive. She was in bed in her pajamas. I got up. I stripped her down. I put her in a really frilly quinceañera, like a baby christening dress. And I said, you wear this. And I grabbed all the stuff that was pink in the room, and I was like, this is your color. And I made her start walking like a model. Like I said, you walk like this. So that's been cool.
Well, pink is her favorite color, though.
That was a bummer. The other day I said, what's your favorite color? She said pink. I was like, you are a hack. You are a hack girl, baby. But listen, Tosh, we gotta accentuate the positive. You gotta eliminate the negative. We gotta latch onto the affirmative. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I don't know who it was. Was it Brer Rabbit said in the Disney film? Yeah, what can we do? You want me to say something negative?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like my body is sore in new ways that I have not experienced before, and I'm having a difficult time understanding it because I'm doing less than I've ever done before, and I'm feeling like muscles are pulling. Maybe it's from all the sitting around. I thought to myself, my back's been hurting. I thought maybe it's the Apex Legends. I am playing more video games than I have ever at any period in my life. But I've also been writing my book. I've been working real hard on that, getting a lot of that done. I taped a sketch this week. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling groovy. The sun is shining.
I feel like right now, if you can figure out how to do it, a two hours walk or bike or something a day would be like the minimum upkeep.
Yeah. I like that.
If you wanted to do it, I could do it with you.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Well, it just takes a lot of planning with the kid.
My feeling, I think this is what it is, Natasha. I think this is how I'm more able to pop more positive than you. I think that I'm generally a much more cynical and negative person than you. I think I actually have a much worse and more negative worldview than you do about our future and our fate and the nature of humanity. So I already started there. So then from there, I'm always kind of like that. So then I'm looking for the positive parts, I'm looking for fun. That's my theory, I think, is that life is about fun. I think it's about helping people, being kind, loving people, having relationships, and having fun. So I'm like, well, if I got a fire pit and I got a surf book and I got an RV and a family that I love and I can go have fun. I can go socially distant, have a good ass time. That's why I'll tell you what I miss. You want some negativity?
I like what you said, but yeah.
I miss stand up. I used to think it was a grind. Having to get up on stage in front of people. But I miss it because I realize now it was kind of a little kiln that fired my life. Like every, 2 or 3, 4 times a week, I throw a little live performance log in the fire. And then once a month or twice a month, I put a weekend long mega log. I don't know why I'm making the analogy of logs, but it's like I would like fire my life forward by those little things. I miss stand-up. I miss the road. I never thought I'd say that, but I miss the road. I keep thinking about this last performance that you didn't come to, but that Nick Thune came to. And we had this epic night of performing, and it was just so much fun. The last performance before we shut it down. I miss performing. So I can't wait to get back out there. Not enough to do a Zoom show, but I do miss that. But it's fun.
You would do a Zoom show, I bet.
I might could. What I think would actually make life kind of perfect in the quarantine is to hire a sex worker. Well, that was a segue into our guest this evening. We're not doing traditional guest. The other week we had an episode where a couple called in and they said they wanted to have a threesome, and they couldn't figure out where to find one. They lived in Idaho, so the options were slim, but the corn was high. And we put out a little call for a sex worker, and we got one. A lady by the name of, what was her name? Inari Popcorn is her name. You gotta wonder if it's her Christian name. Can't be sure. If she is named after a Japanese snack and an American snack. But she's a real full-time, full-sex. She made sure to say that in the email. I'm a full-sex worker. Not one of these bullshit hand job artists or, dominatrixes that just whips a cat of nine tails on your nutsack. No, this woman will let you in the hole. I don't know how many holes because we haven't interviewed her yet, but we're about to. And I guarantee this is going to make your negative dark cloud turn into a buoyant white rain cloud.
I love it. Let's call Inari Popcorn.
Let's call Inari Popcorn. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe.
I realized recently, do you know that you spend 1/3 of your life asleep?
Really?
A third of your life. And some of us are spending that third on a crappy mattress that we've been sleeping on for a decade plus. It's a terrible idea to not get enough sleep. It's bad for your health. It's just a bad deal. And thank God there are amazing mattress companies out there that will ship a mattress straight to your door. Our favorite is Helix. The reason I like Helix so much is that they let you take a quiz to find out exactly what kind of mattress fits your sleeping style. I like firm.
And I like fluffy.
So we got a firm with a mattress topper, and we're both happy.
Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. If you like a mattress that's really soft or firm, if you like to sleep on your side or your back, all that's factored in. We took the quiz.
Yeah, and we told you what we got, but you don't have to take our word for it. Helix was actually named the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2019 and 2020 by GQ and Wired. So if you go to helix.com/honeymoon, you take that 2-minute sleep quiz, they will match you to a customized mattress that will get you the best sleep of your life. I know this sounds like I'm just reading ad copy, but I honestly believe this is truly, truly my opinion, that when it comes to a mattress, you should not just take the one that you've been sleeping on and accept it. You should get yourself something perfect for you.
They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up if you don't love it, but you will.
What do you have to lose? $200 off is what we're offering right now. All mattress orders, $200 off, plus 2 free pillows for our listeners at helix.com/honeymoon. Helix, HELIX.com/honeymoon for up to $200 off.
Hello?
Hello, is this Inari Popcorn?
It is indeed.
Inari Popcorn.
Hi, Inari. It's Natasha and Moshe.
Hi, Natasha Moshe.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Oh, we're just, I was going to say we're just fine, but we're pretty good. We're 50% good. I'm good. Natasha's feeling a little dark. We're hoping this conversation can pull us out of it.
I'll try to be some sunshine.
Light and buoyant, Inari Popcorn.
So I want to know how business is right now in
yes,
COVID.
Great question.
What business?
No business.
Well, demand continues. It's greatly reduced, and lots of workers aren't working for fear of, the pandemic.
Sure. Oh, they've decided not to work.
Yeah, a lot of people have shifted to cam work or online work of various ilk.
Right.
But
would you do that?
No, I do not have any talent for it. It's a completely different skill set. I would much prefer in-person work.
So what are you doing for money right now? IP?
Well, scraping, struggling like a lot of people.
Oh, scraping by. I didn't know. I thought scraping might have been like a deep fetish that you're still able to make money doing.
Oh, I'd love that. But no, unfortunately not. Thankfully, I'm a saver, and, I I'm lucky in that in the way that I had a few good months before this. So.
Well, I feel like that's so interesting, right? It seems like sex work is, they say, I'm sure this is not true, but they say it's like the oldest profession or whatever. But but it certainly is a endless profession. Like it's always been here, always will be here. There's some part of me, I guess, naively that thought somehow people were just still going to sex workers. But then I guess I forgot the part that sex workers are probably like, fuck that, I'm staying home.
And are though, it seems like it'd
Many who can are, yeah.
Right.
It seems like figuring out how to do the digital version of this would be good. What about like the in person do you prefer so much?
Well, I'm unfortunate in that I'm one of the least photogenic people in the world. Like I'm much better in person.
So you feel like you can kind of seduce these people more with in person, and I get it, I guess. It just feels like I would love to not be around people and just be able to make the money and like rub myself or my, body.
Yourself or your body, either one. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Inari. Like there's a different skill set to being a lover than there is to being a performer on camera. Those are completely
You have
different.
to perform more.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, Inari, I have a bunch of questions that I wrote down, and you tell. By the way, every time sex work comes up, you're always like, I'm always worried, like, oh, am I gonna like be crude to the point of offensiveness? So if I ask a question and you're like, well, that's a bullshit question, you can either say fuck you, that's a bullshit question, or tell me why it's a bullshit question. Is that a deal?
Totally. And also, if I lapse into lingo that's totally unrecognizable because I'm deep in the occupation, please let me know, and I'll explain.
I hope you do. I'm excited to learn some new words. So how did you start? How does one go from not being a sex worker to being a sex worker?
I just need to say, like, I know it seems completely crazy that I might be nervous for this conversation, considering that I suck strange dick for a living. But like, I'm completely breathless about this. So like, excuse if I'm a little wavery.
Oh no, please. I mean, just pretend that I'm a John and I've got my clothes off and I've asked you for some deep humiliation play, and maybe then you can regain your power. And you'll be able to walk forward in this conversation. No, don't worry about it. Exactly like you said, you're not used to this kind of performance. I would, by the way, if I was sucking strange dick, I would be very nervous and probably somewhat breathless.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah. So
is there anything crazy that's happened since quarantine?
Wait. What about? Okay, you want to get that? You want to go there?
I'm just so curious, like if people are really losing their mind.
Well, are you working at all?
I'm doing, with a few regulars, I'm doing a little bit of cam work, but on a social basis. Like I'm not even like getting naked or anything, which is a hard sell, I know, but that's how charming I must be.
I would do that.
You're like, well, I'm not talented at the cam sex work, but I'll tell you what I am talented at is a little
The
chit chat on
fundraising.
Zoom.
Exactly. I got a spiel,
That's nice. Inari Popcorn said spiel, so I'm going to guess that you are not Japanese. Now, so okay, well, I am curious. How does somebody start? How do you start? What do you do? What do you just put an ad up and fuck someone? And what was that like the first time?
Well, so I was like, for years and years, I was like a huge slut, and on Craigslist, what did they used to call
Casual
it before
encounters.
They closed it down? Casual encounters,
I heard.
No strings attached.
I found out from comedic research only.
And I was throwing it around for free forever. And then, like, about 5 years ago, there came a time where I need to supplement my income. And I'm like, I'm a capitalist, I guess. I'm in a capitalist society. Let's see if I can get some revenue out of this. And I found somebody advertising on Craigslist for workers in an agency. And there was actually a few ads that I responded to, and I picked, and I sort of interviewed them, and I decided, hey, like, this person seems sane enough, this agency head, and there was only like 2 other people on their roles. So they taught me a bit about like what to do, where to post ads, like how to stay safe. And then within a month, I went independent and just started posting my own ads and finding my own business.
How do you vet people?
That's a good question.
Did you hear that, Moshe?
So
she thinks I'm asking a good question.
I wasn't knocking it. It was on my list over here.
So there's various ways, and different workers have different standards and different ways they do things. I personally require real world info, like real first and last name.
Like Inari popcorn. They got to tell you their real first and last name, like Inari popcorn. It's like,
do you doubt that that's my real name?
Well, I have some questions about it, but listen.
I'd like to hear about Mom and Pa popcorn.
Listen, I would be fine with it if your name was Inari Jones. I would be fine with it even if your name was Leslie Popcorn. But the fact that you're named after 2 snacks, I'm starting to doubt that this is your given name.
You're right. I did Americanize it. It was Popcornsky.
So you need a first and last name. What, a driver's license?
That's for me my last line of screening. If the others don't work out, so I'll ask for references. If they don't have references, like other sex workers that they've seen in the last year,
it's a lot of prep.
I'll ask for. I'm sorry?
I said that's a lot of prep.
Oh yeah, admin is like at least half the job.
Wow. Yeah, I imagine. Well, that's good that you carve out the time for it.
Yeah, because it's a safety issue, right? I mean, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I should say that this is sex work is not a monolith, and everybody does it slightly different. And some people, screening is just a phone call to feel the person out. And some people require a driver's license and an NDA,
Got it. All right. So we got the vetting. Oh, now, when you did it the first time, like you said, you were a big old slut, which I think is really awesome. We maybe even encountered each other.
Throwing it around for free.
On casual encounters. Did you feel differently the first time you slept with someone for money? Was it did it have a different quality sexually?
Maybe not sexually, but as far as I get to have sex with a stranger, which I love, and also make money. Like, I was walking on sunshine for days.
It's like an 80s movie. You walk out from the client's house and you're skipping and people are kind of dancing along with you and stuff.
That's
whistling,
cool.
Exactly like that.
So, okay. What is Natasha, do you have anything? Because I have so many I want to.
No, go.
What's the most common, not weird to you, but something that when they call, they're like, I know this is a little weird, and you hear it all the time?
Oh, DC is the capital of pegging. No other market seems to require as much pegging.
I mean, that is so. I mean, it's like, don't you love when things are like that? When the psychology of something is so not beneath the subconscious, it's just overt. It's a metaphor.
There's no subtext.
Yeah, it's like.
I don't think I know what that is.
Washington, D.C. is where she is.
What's
and
pegging?
is where the woman puts a strap-on and fucks the guy in the ass. It's just
that's what they like in D.C.
In D.C., it just couldn't be more duh. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. And so do they always say, this is, weird, and they're, embarrassed to talk about it?
Sometimes, yeah. It's sort of a bummer. They're like, I'm not gay. And I'm like, and if you are,
right.
So?
Yeah, they're just like, oh.
But also, I'm a woman.
But do you enjoy that? Because you were talking about how, you're kind of liking fucking, but, do you enjoy the pegging?
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
hell yeah.
cool.
And those guys love it too. Those guys are like, do to me what I'm doing to the Middle East right now.
Exactly.
Give it to me like I give it to the immigrant community.
But do you have to, touch their balls and stuff?
No, she fucks them in the ass, but she'll never touch their balls. I'm going to speak for you, Inari. I assume that's a hard rule for you.
That's a big no-no for me. I just balls are ridiculously gross.
Are you kidding?
Yes, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Balls
okay.
are great.
Wait, what are you? I agree. Balls are great. What are your limits? What do you not do? What won't you do? I'm a client. I'm like, hey, Inari, it's me, Senator Jeff Sessions. What won't you do?
But first, I won't see Jeff Sessions unless it's like
You wouldn't peg him?
some weird like Holofernes thing where I'm like sneaking in, to disrupt things.
Why not? Why not do Jeff Sessions and just be like, oh yeah, I'm totally down to peg you, but here's the deal. I get to choose the dildo, and you just show up with like.
And it's a dildo from Star or something.
Yeah, it's just the biggest thing you've ever seen. What are your limits? What won't you do?
Well, I really find, anything that is non-consensual, like, is off limits. I mean, like, there's play that might be a little rough or like whatever, but like as far as tricking people into something or like absolutely not.
Wait. I'm confused. Is that a request? I want to hire you to trick somebody. Oh, I see.
No, if you told her one thing and then maybe started doing something else, right?
Well, obviously that, right?
But also, like, there are, like, on the couples tip, like, there are people that get in touch with you, and it's more common than you would imagine of, like, I want my wife to have a threesome with me, but I don't want her to know it's a sex worker, so come meet us at this. And it's like, are you fucking crazy?
That's wild. Do you hear that, Tosh?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, that is crazy. So they want you to pretend to be, like, an interested barmaid that's like, you know what? A threesome sounds wonderful tonight, and come over and start flirting with it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also,
insane.
So what are the chances the woman wouldn't be into it?
I mean, that would be great because then you just go off with the money, but like
that's a crazy request. What do you think about that, Natasha? Like, is that
sounds like a night in hell to me.
A threesome period?
No, like having to navigate this being sprung upon a relationship, and now there's like.
Oh, you mean you're the sex worker?
Yes,
I'm
the sex worker.
Pretend that you're not a sex worker, and like, yeah, that is crazy.
Where this
it's impossible.
And this couple's probably like, there's a lot of tension. I'm imagining.
Yeah, because you got to imagine the guy that's hiring the sex worker to pretend to be an interested third party. Probably not the most sensitive man sexually, generally, if he's willing to trick his wife.
Exactly. Like, what's the profile of that dude?
Right. Like, the odds seem really high that the woman doesn't want the threesome with or without sex work involved.
Mm-hmm. And then I won't do, like, personal taste and not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but, like, I'm not into scat. I'm not into blood play.
Thank you for not yucking... yucking the yum of shitting on someone's chest, because that is a yum for that's
if
a yum.
Everyone's consenting.
No, I'm not saying it's more immoral. I'm just saying it's a funny thing to be like, no, I'm not saying it's yucky, but a diarrhea shower is not quite for me.
So far,
I don't want to piss off the scat contingent.
So far, I'm with you though. I feel like those would be my boundaries.
Blood and poo.
Blood, consent, and poo.
I'm trying to think what what would mine be. You just don't touch my nipples. I think that's it. I think that's the one. Yeah. Okay.
Really? So scat's in?
Scat's in. Yeah. Shit on my nipples. Shit anywhere you want. Just leave 2 holes for my nipples, please. Actually, scat is in and it stays in. So that's another boundary I've got.
So you don't like pegging?
I don't know if I like pegging. I've never tried it. I've never done it. It isn't. It doesn't strike me as arousing. I don't think do you agree, Inari Popcorn, that pegging is kind of about being like dominated and humiliated? Do you think, or is that me just being? What do you think?
I think that's how you conceptualize it, but I think that most people not most people, but people who like it for all different reasons. For instance, like you've got a prostate gland that's very sensitive.
I don't.
Very
it was removed.
erotic.
I don't. It was removed,
sorry.
And that's crazy that you would bring it up and just say it like that. Wow. Right.
I'm so sorry.
No, physically. Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking, Natasha, what do you think? Like, there seems to me there's a difference between a man that's like, stick your finger in my ass, or even stick a dildo in my ass, and that's one thing. And then the man who's like, no, I want you to bend me over, put a strap on, and fuck me with the pegging. I have to, maybe this is ignorant, I have to assume that those people are more into certainly they're into the physical sensation, but there's got to be something about the psychological situation of getting like bent over and fucked by a woman that's different than just like, I like my ass played with.
Well, it could also be novelty. It could be the fact that, you're sort of flip fucking, like, which can be really exciting, where
You say
they're
flip,
doing that to you and then you're
fucking?
doing that to them. Yeah.
Oh, going back
I don't
and
know
forth.
that that's, yeah.
Oh, flip fucking. I thought you were just being incredibly racist.
So wait, I have a question. It sounds like people who call sex workers kind of know how to fuck really good.
Is that great question?
Wait, what? Wait, sorry.
No, I'm saying it sounds like the people that you are going to see are like, they're good at fucking.
Is that true? Are they good?
I don't think any more so than the greater population.
Okay.
Have you ever? So it's basically like the same odds as if you're just going out and being a slut, and every once in a while you're like, holy shit, that person was good. Does that happen with a client? You're like, wow, that guy was that or that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, interesting.
For sure.
Like, what percentage are you attracted to?
Well, that's an interesting question. Sorry, I keep saying that. It's an interesting question.
Only to Natasha, by the way.
Sorry, she's outperforming you. No.
Oh, well, just bend me over and fuck me, why don't you?
Someone send
That's
me
your
a
hang-up,
peg.
dude.
I'm getting podcast pegged right now.
Hot. So, what was the question?
What percentage are you attracted to? Like 50%, like 80%, 2%?
So that's a thing. Like, my thing has always been, since I've been sexually active, that, like, looks don't matter to me, which I know is a wild thing to say, but they really don't. So, like, attraction has a lot to do with chemistry, and that's, like, sort of ineffable,
Well, the question remains. I mean, how often do you find yourself? I mean, I'm getting the vibe from you that, like, you started off super sex positive, you were promiscuous and liked it that way, and so sex work for you was just an extension of that promiscuity that came with dividends, and so you probably are a different kind of sex worker than the person that's like, well, I'm just doing this because it's a living, and I don't like the sex, I don't dislike it, I'm just here for it's a job. So how often do you personally sexually feel gratified from the jobs you do?
So I read Erica Jong when I was like way young, and like I adopted this this weird like 60s feminist or 70s feminist attitude where it's my job to enjoy myself and my job to make myself come. So like I've always like it's nice if my partner can help out, but like I'm gonna get mine. So it doesn't really matter.
Now, when you talk to other, how often do you talk to other sex workers? It seems like it could be weirdly lonely because it's not like you guys are you gathering and hanging out and stuff? Is there a community?
Yes, there's definitely a community. Some people don't participate in it, but it's there. And most of my closest friends are sex workers.
So, like, how many of them have your vibe, which is just like, oh, man, I had mind-blowing sex work last night?
Okay, so maybe I've misrepresented myself. It is still a job,
right.
Like it still can be drudgery, even if you do come and have a great time.
I mean, what if the guy like smells or his apartment's like nasty?
I don't do out calls to like for the most part to people's homes for safety reasons.
Okay.
And when I say out calls, that means like where the sex worker comes to you as opposed to you going to the sex worker.
So where do you see them?
So I have a studio, and before that I worked out. I got hotels.
So it's not your house; it's a special sex studio.
Correct.
And do you have a gun?
You should live in your sex studio.
I should live in her sex studio. Just rent it out. I just need to live a place to live. No, but you said for safety. Like, why is that? Is it? I mean, do you have a gun or a taser or something?
I can defend myself if necessary.
But she just doesn't have all of her belongings there.
Sure. But she also said I can defend myself if necessary. Not answering the question, which I like. I like that. I like a little mystery in my Inari. A little umami in my Inari.
So people want to know how they can get a hold of a sex worker.
Oh, yes, right. If somebody wants to hire a sex worker, what do they do? How do they find a good one, a cool one?
Okay, so there's plenty of there's like when you were speaking to I think that lovely couple from Boise, you said Google, how to hire a sex worker or whatever. So like if you Google like Boise escorts or Boise sex workers, you'll get like a ton of ad sites, and those tend to be, like you can muddle through those and like try to find somebody, but they tend to be very disorganized and like not easily searchable by like categories of what you might want. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
I didn't even know sex workers sneezed until right now. This is you're just like us.
Yeah, remarkably so.
So what is so what are the best practices?
So like, can I give you a couple that I find really reliable?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so there's one called Tryst, TRYST.link.
Tryst.link sounds like a very legit website.
And
Tryst.link.
And is this throughout the country or is this regional?
Yes, the ones that I'm going to tell you are throughout the country and serve small markets too.
Tryst.link.
Privatedelights.ch.
Privatedelights.ch. Boisebangers.crop.
Like these that I'm giving you are well organized. I find easily searchable, and they also treat workers fairly.
That's cool. I like that. Tryst, privatedelights.ch. Why did none of them use the regular suffixes, the .coms and the .edus of the world?
Well, there's a reason. So because unfortunately in the U.S. Sex work is criminalized.
We support that on this podcast. We hardcore support that. I just want to
decrim.
Oh no, criminalize, hardcore criminalize. We're a pro-criminalization podcast.
I didn't realize. I have to go.
No, I just want our listeners not to get confused. Right. So because it's illegal, you have to do stuff on dark web kind of stuff.
No, not dark web. It's
like the
all
purgatory
indexed.
web.
Oh right.
It's more like it's hosted offshore in countries that aren't criminalized.
Got it. So they can't shut the website down, in other words, because of that.
Exactly.
I see.
And they can't, and it's undiscoverable. They can't subpoena records.
Right. And that was what happened. That weird, terrible law that was passed, AB something or other.
FOSTA Sesta.
Oh yeah, FOSTA Sesta. Right. All the sex workers were very upset about that because it made a lot of pages go away, which just further it kind of did the opposite of what they wanted. They pretended they were trying to protect victimized sex trafficking victims, but in fact it made everything go deeper underground, and so there's no way to track anything, kind of a thing, right?
Exactly, and it makes sex workers less safe when they work because we just don't have the resources anymore that we used to be able to have.
Okay, I have a few more questions. I mean, I'm loving this. Tosh. I hope you are too. I hope you are too, Inari Popcorn.
I'm having a great time.
Great.
Pick one more question, Moshe.
No, wait, I got so many more.
Okay.
What's the weirdest request you've gotten, or is there a particular job that stands out as like the craziest, or like what's some weird shit?
I'm sort of shocked by the amount of people in the medical industry who request bareback services.
Oh my God.
Wait, what's bareback services?
That means it can mean uncovered blowjobs, but usually it refers to uncovered full penetrative sex.
No condom.
No condom.
A doctor's like,
yeah.
Hey, I want to fuck you without a condom.
Yeah, it's doctors.
Wait, why?
Maybe the doctor's like, fuck it, I can cure anything.
Because they're so used to being clean, they just want to be like these like dirty pigs.
I think
funny.
Some of it is a death wish.
Right, maybe so, or maybe God, that is funny. Wait, do you not do do you do only covered blowjobs?
No, I'm there. Listen, like it's all valid, but I happen to do bare blowjobs.
I mean, who in God's name would hire somebody to give them a blowjob over a condom? I'm good.
Hey, those are my colleagues.
I'm gonna yuck their yum.
It's
I'm
their
sorry.
choice.
No, I'm not saying. No, I get it from the sex worker's perspective. Obviously, it's obvious. I'd much rather give a blowjob over a condom to a stranger. But
Okay, but you'll let him fuck you without a condom.
no, no. Blowjob.
Oh, okay. Just
Blowjobs.
blowjobs. Okay.
Blowjob, no condom.
Okay.
Sex, yes, condom. Scat, no, thank you.
Can you spit it out?
Oh, can you spit
What?
it out? No, you're not allowed to. It's a part of the.
Yeah.
It's part of the
They
rules.
clamp your mouth shut.
The Hippocratic Oath of sex work.
The Hippocratic Oath? No,
Wait.
that's not right.
Can I ask a crass question?
Yes. Yeah. These weren't craft?
Oh yeah, I guess so. This one's gonna be worse though. It's just basically what Natasha asked you, but like when they're done, what do you do with it? Do you swallow
so
it? I guess is what I'm
pre-COVID.
asking. Okay.
Pre-COVID, and also in my personal life, in my free slut days, this is
You don't have to
this
answer.
is where it,
You can pass.
no, it's fine. It just this is where it becomes like more performery, and I get nervous. But like, I really liked swallowing cum. Like I think
Sure.
it was hot.
Everyone who listens to this podcast will relate.
So like that's never been an issue for me professionally.
Right.
But post COVID there could be other rules. I'm not sure yet.
Right. Well, one thing you could do is you could say, I want it on my face, but I'm gonna wear a mask. So blast.
I'll have a mask with a target on it.
Let's just say blast the mask. Okay, I got to.
Can I use that in my advertising?
Absolutely. Yes, it's yours.
Thank you.
Okay, just some quick ones. If you're friends with a sex worker, okay? I got a homie. She's a sex worker. Is it kosher to be like, because like if I had a friend who was a barber, I'd be like, I wouldn't have any qualms about being like, hey, would you do my hair real quick? Like, is it
For free?
No, to pay. Be like, can I pay you can I get a haircut from you? But like, if I had a friend who's a sex worker, I think I'd feel a little timid to be like, I feel like it would almost be inappropriate to be like, hey, can I hire you? Is that weird?
Well, that's all about like the people in question and their personal boundaries and what the relationship is like. I'll say that I'm currently cash sexual, so I don't have sex outside of the job.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Cash,
Whoa.
cash sexual?
Explain it again, Inari Popcorn.
Did you know about this term?
No,
Moshe?
I never heard of it, but listen what it is. This is amazing.
I've never heard it before either, but I don't know. I can't claim that I coined it because I don't know that I have.
Okay, wait. Tell Natasha.
Cash sexual, that just to me means that I don't have sex with anyone except for money.
Are you claiming that's your sexual orientation?
No, it's just a funny moniker. Like,
I love it. But wait.
Will you have sex with any, like a female or male, like whatever people want, like except those blood
shit people?
And what was the other one?
That was it.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I'm open to all genders and persuasions.
Wait a minute. If somebody came up to you at a bar and was like, hey, how are you?
Especially considering how much you like to fuck.
Right. Hi, my name is Bruce. I'm a doctor politician that's not into scat, but would you like to get a drink sometime? You'd be like, oh, sorry, I only fuck people that pay me.
I mean, never say never, but I'd probably give them my card.
Wow. But they were like, wait, no, I want to maybe take you out on a date. You'd be like, well, you can pay.
Well, I'm also aromantic, so like it doesn't interest me dating.
Okay, well, I'm attracted to you. I want to bang you, but I want to do it in a non-professional setting.
And can you explain aromantic?
Aromantic is where you don't have an interest in romantic endeavors, like dating or cuddling or whatever.
Just sex, or not sex, but right. In your
Sex for
case,
money.
yes, sex. Okay, interesting. This is fascinating. Okay. I got Natasha's telling me we got to wrap it up because we got to do a call. So I'll just go through some quick bangs. Okay, you're used to that. What's the worst part of the job?
Like creepy people trying to take advantage of you.
Best part?
It's quick. It's quick money.
Okay.
It's not easy money, but it's quick money.
Have you had sex with a disabled person, a severely disabled person?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. I love that. I heard this documentary. It's very difficult to find, but it's this Australian documentary about a guy. The journalist had Lou Gehrig's disease or something like that, and it was all about sex workers for who specifically deal with disabled people. And
sex surrogacy.
Yeah, and when I heard that documentary, I was like, anyone that listened to this who had like a negative view of sex work generally would have a very difficult time, unless you were like a hardcore Christian, like not at least going, okay, these women and men are heroes. Like it was pretty intense. Okay, agree?
Totally. Like, it's a compassionate act. It's a loving thing.
And they were talking about how, like, when people get disabled, society likes to think, oh, their sex drive goes away, like, because it makes us comfortable to go like, oh, you're severely disabled, like, you're not horny. It's like, no, they're horny, and some of them are so disabled they can't even masturbate. They can't even take care of themselves if they want to. So anyway, yes, a compassionate act. I like that. Okay, quick bangs. How much to give Trump a hand job? Would you do it?
Do I get to beat him up too?
Yeah, you can punch him in the balls a couple times.
100,000.
100K. Okay.
I feel like I would do it for free.
Oh, just for the story?
Yeah.
Or because you are into it. Oh, how much? How much?
What?
How much to have sexual encounter with you?
Oh, my rates?
Yeah. What are your rates?
So I'm currently at $400 an hour, but
Inari.
They're like, okay, welcome. Please get on the bed. Like they want to like wrap it up in 1 hour.
Yeah, they would.
but
Okay, remove
that
your
rate
panties.
is only for established friends.
So
I need a 90-minute for first. Yeah.
Wow.
90-minute min.
Wait, that's fucked up though, Inari, because doesn't the average man have sex for like 3.5 minutes?
Hey, like my business model is that like we get to like cuddle and have fun, like it's not only about banging.
I like that. How much? You don't have to answer this. We're about to go.
Wait, I want to ask her a question.
Oh, yes.
So like when you like to cuddle and have fun, like do you have some good conversation starters? Like how do you get to
icebreakers?
Like how do you get to cuddling? Because you only have 90 minutes. You got to cuddle and do that. You got to peg him too. So that's a lot
strap it up. You got to strap up.
Strap it up. Get your gear on. What's your conversation? Like how do you find a fun thing for you guys to do to get you cuddling?
Well, a lot of it is about reading the room and being really empathic, so it's really on a case-by-case basis.
Cool.
I don't have a go-to for every client.
You should look into like the Jewish community. There's a lot of icebreakers for Shabbat tables, and maybe you could get some of those.
I've read those.
Yeah, you go around the table.
I want those.
Oh yeah, they're fun. Go ahead, Inari.
I didn't grow up there, but like we were misnogden. But like,
whoa, Inari, the plot thickens.
Yeah, the plot's real thick around here.
Well.
If I only wouldn't have given an Erica Jong book. I'll never forgive myself.
Why did I give her the Erica Jong of all books?
Don't give your Orthodox kids a library card.
Very funny. Very, very funny. Okay. Are you still religious? Okay, well, moving on. Next question. I mean, who knows? The world contains multitudes. Okay. What is your youngest and oldest client?
So I try to avoid very young clients just because my experience has been that they're very, very demanding and not realistic about their expectations.
That makes sense.
They haven't seen much of the world.
Right. They haven't been pegged enough times to come to old Inari popcorn.
But I would say like in their early 20s. And then the oldest, I think, was in his probably late 70s.
And have you taken a person's virginity?
Not to my knowledge yet, but I've only been in the game for 5 years. So
got it. All right. Well, I mean, that's all. I think that's all my questions actually. Natasha, you got any more before we go?
I took someone's virginity once.
Did you really?
And yeah, I didn't like it.
I never would. What was it like? What do you mean you didn't like it? They were bad.
No, I just felt I didn't want that
Yes.
pressure.
Because you live in their memory for the rest of their life.
I guess.
That's why I never wanted to do it either, because I was like, I don't want to be the person that you're like, oh, yeah, him. You know?
I'm not, on a professional level, I'm not anti, because, like, I feel like I would be a good experience for someone new, but,
Sure. Might as well have good sex.
Yeah, with somebody, you know, who knows the ropes.
Literally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool that you let us ask you all these questions, and it sounds like
It was my pleasure.
Someone would be lucky to hire you.
Oh, well, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, maybe they will. Go to tryst.link or pleasureprinciple.
Can I plug my website?
Oh, of course.
InariPopcorn.com.
Wait, how'd you come up with the name?
I know.
And how are you using a .com in these trying times? InariPopcorn.com.
Hey, don't draw attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, listen, honestly, it was a pure pleasure to talk to you. I think our listeners, by the way, you think for the people that are out there, because a lot of couples listen, who are thinking about opening their relationship up but are nervous about it, is hiring a sex worker a good low resistance way to get a third person into their sex life?
I mean, I'm biased, but I think absolutely, because I'll tell you that in my slut life before this, for many years, trying to, as a couple, identify thirds without enmeshing yourself very deeply in like a swinger or poly community, it is very difficult.
Right.
Very incredibly difficult. I was never successful in that regard.
Totally.
Even though I went, yeah.
And then once you have the third, if you find a way to do it, then everybody's got to worry about like who's getting what and what the rules are, but then there's all the awkwardness of dating involved in it. And if you hire someone, you can actually talk about the rules, because that's part of the hiring process anyway, right?
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Man, I just, you know, I'm getting hungry. I want a little snack. Guess what I want a snack? A little bit of Japanese and a little bit American classic. InariPopcorn.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thanks, Inari.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
What a pleasure.
And if you need a consultant on these matters at any future date, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. But I have a feeling we can't afford your rate.
Oh, no, I mean, even just talking, okay?
No, I love it.
So...
You were so helpful and so awesome and such a nice person to talk to, so thank you.
Oh, thanks, you guys. I love you guys.
Love you, too.
You're great.
Well. What a
cool.
chat. She was cool. I liked her. How about that reveal in the third act of our conversation? She's like, "Oh no, I grew up Orthodox." It's like, what?
Well, she said spiel or something.
Spiel, yeah, I smelled it. You know what
She
they
had
call
a little
that?
Yiddish.
By the way, there's a term for that. Do you know what it is? It's a term for when Jews are out in the wild and Jews want to date other Jews, but they don't want to be like crass and go like, "Are you Jewish?" They will throw little like chum in the water to see if anybody bites, you know, like little hints, like spiel. And you know what they call it?
What?
Bageling. I didn't make that up. Bageling. Where you go like, "Oh yeah, you know, I went on Birthright." And you see if they like, "Oh, me too," whatever. Well, that was great. Golly, I mean, it's almost like a
Tuchus?
Tuchus is butt. Yeah. Oh, you say that.
I don't know. What are some like good Yiddish
I
words?
want you to peg in my tuchus, kind of a thing.
Yiddisha cup?
Yiddisha cup. Yeah. That's a bright young man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tosh.
Yamish.
Have you ever noticed that whenever I put a picture of my body on Instagram, there are about 900 comments about my body hair?
Yes.
Ooh, look at that. Chewbacca. Wow, what a hairy mess. Ew, what's up? Oh, he really is Jewish.
I never even
etc.
noticed you had that much hair. I thought it was kind of cute.
Well, listen, if you're a guy that is very hairy, and sometimes you want to take matters into your own hands and make sure that that hair does not extend into an unsightly thatch of pubes that cover up your already teeny tiny genitalia, you are in luck, because Manscaped is a company that makes these kits for trimming and controlling your pubic region. And I'm not kidding. They sent one to me, And it's a really, I mean, this is going to sound trite, but it's a nice package. It's really cool. It comes with a little clipper so you can trim them pubes down and make your big old dong look big old bigger.
And men, listen up. You don't want to use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls.
An unbelievable point.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if you're
You got to get your own special
ball
trimmer.
Yeah, you got to get them bees teed. But if you're a woman listening right now, you're probably like, well, wait, what does Manscaped have to do with me? Well, what if you're dating some, thatchy, hairy, wicket man, and you want him to trim down, and you don't want to have that awkward conversation? Well, you can get him one of these Manscaped packages. It comes with a clipper thing. It comes with all these products like a deodorant and a toner and all this great stuff to make your nutsack smell like a sack of warm roasted nuts.
Yes, the products smell good. I like the smell on you. The manly
you
scent.
like the smell on my...
When you did it, it smelled good. I like that kind of...
When you put your face in my crotch, you mean?
No, I liked it when you did it and then you came to bed. It smelled good.
Yeah, I was emanating beautiful scents.
Exactly.
And it, in a way, it made you want me more.
Exactly. Manscaped only uses the best ingredients, so you only have the best experience.
Honestly, the thing is, for how sort of funny the product is, there's nothing funny about the quality of it. There's 3 bottles of product: the toner, the deodorant, and then there's a clipper, and there's a brand new pair of boxer briefs that come with it. So
You've been wearing them.
They feel good. They're good boxer briefs. The whole thing is cool, and it comes in a really cool little leatherish pouch. It's awesome. So anyway, we're offering people 20% off plus free shipping with the code honeymoon at manscaped.com. If you're a man that needs to trim or a woman that has a man that would like to trim, this is a perfect gift for you or a perfect gift for your man. Trust me, he will thank you.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code honeymoon at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code honeymoon. Thank you, Manscaped, for making our sex lives better.
Tosh, I feel like there's nothing our Secrets Hotline will say that will equal the scandalousness of our last conversation. But what do you think? Should we play some secrets?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, Moshe. Hi, Natasha. Love you both. So I have a secret. I was on a Zoom call the other night with my friend, and one of my friend's boyfriends was on the call as well. And I've always thought he was very attractive. And without anyone knowing, I masturbated while watching him on a Zoom call. Obviously, I was out of frame, so no one noticed. But my secret is I jacked off to my friend's boyfriend. I'm going to go smoke. Bye.
She was cute.
She got to do that and smoke a cigarette. Sounds like she's living life.
I know, she's living the naughty COVID. That's that naughty teen. Wow.
Oh, I want to know how she came.
What do you mean?
Once she had like the orgasm, she's like on camera.
Oh, what'd she do? Maybe she very quickly put stopped her video and audio. This went and then popped back in and was like, I'm sorry, where were we at on the agenda? Something like that.
You just have to be really it would be hard to come if you had to be really self-conscious of your face.
Not if you're a man. You know Chris DiStefano?
Mm-hmm.
He's a very funny comedian, and he's got a very funny bit about how men don't make any noise during sex, during orgasm. Basically, the premise of the bit is any noise they make during orgasm or sex is for you. It's just so you know that you're doing a good job, because all men have been trained to like have to jerk off in like, their Boy Scout outings, and they're sharing a room with their brother or whatever. So a man can do it silently. I could come, no noise, no facial change.
Okay, good for you.
You know what? I'll do it on the podcast sometime, and let's see. Actually, I'll do it right now. Let's hear our next secret. I just did it. Bam.
Hi, Natasha and Moshe. I love you both so much, and I just binged the entire podcast, and now I'm ready to tell you my secret that I'm currently living. I am fasting for Ramadan with my ultra-conservative Muslim uncle and his wife, who I'm temporarily living with, and every day he imparts to me wisdom from Islam and why he eats halal and doesn't believe in homosexuality, and little does he know that I'm an atheist. And he's never going to know the truth, and that's totally okay. And yeah, I'm just living a lie every day. It's fine. All right, I love you guys. Have a great Corona. Bye.
Hey, Eid Mubarak, my friend. Eid Mubarak. May you come and tell your uncle I eat pork when I'm not in COVID.
I guess my main question is she doing that just to get by for now?
It sounds, she said he'll never know.
Right. Like, does she want to live with him forever? Because I guess I would probably do the same if I were around really strict people. That's a very strict.
Yeah, I mean,
but I would be trying to eventually get out.
I feel like, and my Muslim brothers and sisters call in and let me know. I feel like the Muslims that I know, and maybe it's because they're more Muslims tend to be more recent immigrants to the United States, so the old world is closer, and immigrant kids in general feel the pressure to live up to the expectations of their family in ways that multi-generational communities don't have that pressure. I feel like my Muslim friends who are like atheists or not religious or having sex or sinning or whatever tend to keep the secret for a longer time and maybe forever than like the Jewish and Christian ones that I know. And I don't think that I'm wrong. Muslims, if you're listening, write in. Let us know. What do you think? Are you keeping these secrets? One more secret.
Hey guys. So my secret is a couple of years ago, my boyfriend at the time broke up with me, and I was very upset. So I did the rational thing that one should do in that moment, and I knew his Facebook login info, which is also, at the time, how you would log into Tinder. So I logged into his Tinder, and I swiped left, which is no, to every single girl in my city that I could, so that whenever he would get on, he would have no one to match with. And then I also went in and if he was having like good conversations with someone he had already matched with, I would just unmatch them so that from his side it looked like the girl just suddenly wasn't interested anymore. So basically he had no one to match with, and even if he did match with someone, they just looked like they lost interest. So yeah, I am a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Wait, was she saying that she was doing this for a while, or just she did it once?
It seemed like a full court press.
Sounds like the perfect plan.
Yeah, it does sound like a nice.
And then when she's over it, stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but I bet
it feels good.
I
logging
bet it feels
in.
Good. Nope. Every swipe a cut. Every swipe a wound to your ex. I like that. She's digitally cock-blocked that guy. I mean, I don't love it, but I kind of get where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. What she should have done if she was smart is swope right on a bunch of really horrible women, and then also put one of those filter questions. You can do filter questions on Tinder where it's like, do you believe COVID-19 is a real virus? And then if they don't answer correctly, and the correct answer is no, I don't believe that, then they won't be able to contact you. She should have put like a really intense one, like, are you a racist? And if they said they weren't a racist, they couldn't contact him. And then no one would have been able to contact him, and he wouldn't have even known. Anyway, Tosh, should we do another secret, or should we just do a call?
I want to do my call because they're waiting for us.
Oh, let's do a call.
Let's call Brooke in Seattle.
Let's call Brooke.
Hello?
Brooke?
Yes, this is Brooke.
It's Natasha.
And it's also Moshe.
Hi. Hi, how are you guys?
We're great. How are you?
Not good, It's a pandemic.
We actually don't believe that the pandemic is real.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
That's why we're doing so good.
What's the vibe in Seattle?
It's still, stay at home, but the weather's been pretty nice lately, so
Can you guys go
that's
hiking?
been yeah, I've been trying to get out more, but it's easy to just stay inside, and not do anything.
I know.
That's
you
what
do
I
get
was
used to
telling
it.
Moshe today, that I'm feeling a little atrophied.
Right. I feel that too.
I feel like
Oh yeah.
I'm receding backwards.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely.
Yo,
but you guys have a kid, so
yo,
you got something to do.
This summer, though, this summer's going to be crazy. We're all going surfing, and we're going to light campfires. You got to get out there this summer. It's going to be one crazy summer. I mean, just think about
Isn't it the summer right now?
Well,
Isn't that
no,
now?
we have not hit the the summer solstice. And when solstice hits, this party don't quit.
Moshe's going to make me go camping.
Yeah, get out there. But by the way, when this thing goes away, and it will go away eventually, think about how wild shit's going to be. It's going to be pandemonium. The roaring 20s all over again. Fucking in the streets. We're going to have a great time. Brooke, why'd you contact us?
Well, I'm just having some trouble right now with my boyfriend. I've been so I'm not quarantined with him. Like, he doesn't live with me, but I do see him every night, and we've been dating for about 8 months now. And basically the other day, a few days ago, he went to show me something on his phone, and the app that was open, when he opened it, was OnlyFans. Which I don't know. Are you familiar with this?
Sure. It's like the hip hop cam girl site. Is that what it is?
OnlyFans?
Well, you tell Natasha.
Natasha doesn't know. Okay, I'll explain to Natasha. It's basically, so it's like a porn, but you pay for each individual person. So it's my understanding of it is you seek someone out, and then you get the app and you pay for that specific person. So I had some questions when I saw that. I confronted him.
It's like interactive
and
porn.
Yeah, it's like cam girl porn, but for the hip hop generation or something, right?
I don't know why you keep saying hip hop.
Well, I'll tell you why. I can tell you why.
He just always says that.
No, I can tell you why I say hip hop.
Trying to sound young.
The only reason, I love hip hop, like all the youngsters do. Hip hop music was rhyme talking.
You grew up in Oakland. Yeah.
Brooke, I'm trying to help you here. Don't you turn on me. No, I'll tell you why I keep saying hip hop is because the only reason I know about OnlyFans is I think World Star Hip Hop and OnlyFans must somehow be linked because they keep. You know what World Star Hip Hop is, Brooke?
Yes.
It's like a website. It's a content aggregator for fights and rap videos and weird shit. And for some reason, they've started populating in their videos all these this boyfriend got upset because of his girlfriend's OnlyFans account, and it's so transparent that they're advertising for OnlyFans that I just assumed that it was somehow connected to the World Star digital universe. But anyway, okay, so it's not a cam work. It's that you pay someone and say rub yourself, Doja Cat.
I don't think you can actually contact them. I don't know. I don't think you can chat with them as they're performing or whatever. So it's you basically pay for their content, which is going to be nudes, videos, I believe, and whatnot. So
it's like a porn Patreon.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it.
Got it. Okay, so
so I saw that, and I confronted him, and he ended up admitting that it's a girl that he knows from high school.
Oh, God,
that
that's so much worse.
Yeah, so I guess he follows this girl on Twitter or Instagram, and she posted follow me on OnlyFans, and he was curious.
She's trying to get some business from her old flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then he claims to be on the free trial. I don't know about all that. I don't really believe that, but
how often do you guys have sex?
Well, that is a good question.
She's full of them tonight, honestly, Brooke.
Wait, what was that?
She's got a lot of good questions this evening. A lot of people have been saying good question to Natasha tonight.
Oh wow, that's great.
Thank you. It felt really good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to be honest, the pandemic has not, yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lower sex drive during the quarantine. You know, I think, I don't know what it is. I mean, I know people don't like hearing that.
Are you
Everyone's
guys having
horny
sex
or whatever.
once a week?
What's that?
Are you having sex once a week?
Yeah, you know, about that.
So
yeah,
no.
Just, yeah,
Once every 2
no,
weeks?
I think, no, like once a week.
Once
yeah,
a week.
You know?
Okay, sorry to keep interrupting.
And no, it's a great question.
Thank you.
So yeah, anyways, he has been like jerking off to this girl from high school. He told me. Well, I mean, actually, the first time I asked him, he said no. So you know, I had to ask him again.
Wait,
and
to
he
her
said
live?
yes.
To her live?
No, the clips.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if it's live. I actually don't. I think I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's live. I think it's clips. I think it's like pictures. But you know, I
sound
tried
that
to
bad.
move past it.
Wait, is that
Yeah,
worse
so, you
than
know,
porn? If just because he
so
knows
that's the
her?
thing is, yeah, that's the only thing that bothers me. I do not care if you know if he just watches regular porn, but if it's someone that's the thing about him knowing her, like you know about her, that's like someone from his past.
But does he have
That's what's,
contact
like,
with her right
bothering
now?
me. Yeah. So I mean, he says no. But I mean, isn't that a bit of a contact to be like masturbating?
No, contact is them communicating with each other. Do they text?
I don't think they text. I mean, he said they do not text. Right. So I mean,
Let me jump in here, Brooke. Every woman I've ever known that I heard even an inkling of a rumor of a whisper that they were doing porn, I jumped on the internet to Google it to see if it was true. And I would be lying to say none of them ever got me to masturbate to them. I mean, this seems like on the scale, it's important that you're uncomfortable. So I don't want to say it's not a big deal. If you're uncomfortable, it's a big deal. But in the scale of like infidelities or whatever, this feels so low on the totem pole that like.
But she kind of thinks he's lying, I think.
Right. But is that because he's presented as a liar, or because this makes you so insecure you have a feeling you start to fantasize that other stuff is going on?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, obviously the staying home and all that, I've been spiraling about it, and I try to, like, move past it, but
And your sex drive is down, so you're wondering
yeah,
if you're...
Yeah, exactly, so it's like, yeah, I'm like, he's searching for, like, something else, and it's like this girl from his past that's, like, kind of came back into his life, and it's just, I don't know, I don't know.
But
if
how
they
did
ever
she
hooked up
come
or
back
anything.
into his life? He just found her video?
She tweeted, follow me
Well,
on
yeah,
OnlyFans.
she tweeted.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was either Instagram or Twitter, but she was like, please, like, pay for me.
Now, did he used to date her?
I mean, not to my knowledge. I don't know. I
So no. Let's just assume. I mean, listen. If every word, this is my feeling, my gut feeling here, bro. If every word he's saying to you, you think he's lying, then the problem is probably either you or you're with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be with somebody who you think every single word he says he can't be trusted.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, of course, but then, you start to just. I try to
spiral.
tell him, like, try to put it. Yeah, I mean, I was like, try to put it in your shoes. Like, what if I was doing that? I mean, can you guys imagine that? Really? I mean, wouldn't that bother you?
If I went on to I'm trying to imagine it. I go to Natasha's computer and there's a file open from a porn website, and somehow I know that this is someone who she didn't date in high school w's doing porn, and she's been jerking off.
But
to.
who I talked about, like, I thought he was cute.
Is that some?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean,
part even true?
Yeah, someone. It's someone. They were friends in high school.
Got it.
And he said the last time they talked was in gym class. Supposedly.
Okay.
So
my instinct. How old are you, by the way, Brooke?
I'm 22.
Okay, so my instinct here, my gut instinct, and I hope I'm not over empathizing with the man. My instinct here is that this is not a big deal. Like, put this out of your mind. He's in the middle of quarantine. He's looking up weird shit on the internet and getting turned on by shit he's It's hot, by the way, just so you know. It's hot that a girl in your old high school does porn now.
That's inherently hot. That's hot, and you should jerk off to it. Like, it makes so much sense to me as a man that you'd be like, oh my God, what? She's doing porn? I'm going to go jerk off to that.
But if a relationship were to develop, that's a totally different thing.
Different thing.
Right.
But so far he said to you, I haven't been in contact with her. I don't know her anymore. I just heard she tweeted about the fact she's got an OnlyFans. I went and I jerked off to it. It's been hot. It is hot. It is hot. And you're allowed to say, well, even though I get that it's hot, I'm not comfortable with it, and then continue to observe him. Don't observe him looking for stuff, but if something pops up and you go, wait a minute, this feels like a pattern, well, that's a whole different story. But just the story you're telling us, like, I get why it makes you feel insecure. I get why you don't like it, but I'm telling you from a man's perspective, my feeling, I'd be surprised if he wasn't jerking off to her. I'm going to look her up.
Well, you said Moshe the link.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know her? Sounds like
You think I'm
you know
defending
this
her?
person. Yeah,
She's a good woman, Brooke. She's a good woman. She's trying to make a few bucks in
This feels
quarantine.
personal.
I mean, really, most important thing is your relationship with him, and
Totally.
how can you work on that right now, and what are some things that are lacking, and what are some things you'd like to grow, and
Right.
you know,
So I
maybe
guess that's
having those
another
talks
thing,
with
yeah.
him.
Yeah, I'm just like, is that like if I were more like if I was like having those are the questions I keep having of like if I was satisfying him like sexually, like would he not be doing that? You know,
No,
like is that why
absolutely
he's doing
not.
it?
No, men don't masturbate because they're. This is something that I can't stand. This idea that men masturbate because they're sexually unfulfilled. Now, listen, that's some men are sexually unfulfilled, and then they masturbate in a way that destroys their sex life. Right? Like you'll know if a guy's jerking off habitually and doesn't have sex with you and doesn't pay attention to you, that's a problem. If you're with a man and he doesn't jerk off in his personal life, I think that's a bigger problem. That means that man, there's something wrong with him. He's going to kill you.
Okay, I know what you need to do.
What do you think, Tosh?
You need to never mention it, never bring it up again unless there's like a new incident, and just focus on your relationship with him.
Yeah, I agree.
If he brings it up, that's different.
I
but-
think you'd be within your rights to say to him something like, I've thought a lot about it. I spiraled a little bit. I'm sorry I did that, but I know it's hot and I don't, and I've.
don't say that.
No, listen.
Don't remind him
Wait.
it's hot so he
Just
does
wait.
it again.
Okay, but okay, fine. But wait, let me. The kernel of my thought is not that it's hot, although I was thinking that it was hot. No, what I was saying was.
That's all you said this whole time.
No, I
That
think.
it's hot.
Brooke, I can see why he went to her, Brooke. No, I think it would be okay for you to say, even though I have talked to some very wise podcast hosts and they assured me that this wasn't a big deal. It's just a little too close for comfort for me. So I would appreciate if you didn't like look up people that you know like on OnlyFans. Like do whatever you need to do with your personal life, but that one thing just whether it's reasonable or not, it's just please don't do it for me. I think that would be kind of okay. But once you do that, move on because this is not a big deal. And if this guy is a habitual cheater creeper, you're going to find out.
Or you're getting into a big fight when she brings that up.
Oh, right. The fact that he told you he was jerking off to it almost makes me feel like he's probably okay.
Yeah, he said no at first, but then he called it a perverted rabbit hole, which I didn't like that. You know, I didn't like that he called it that.
I don't like that language either.
I do. I get it. I get where this guy's coming from. He's got a I'm going to say a mouthy broad in his face and
But here's the thing, the more you talk about it, Hillary, what's your name?
Brooke.
Wow.
The
that
more
that was completely off.
The more you talk about it, Brooke, the more he's going to think it's hot. So just don't bring it up ever to him.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Okay.
I kind of agree. You're in what we call a classic obsessive spiral. You know, you found one bit of information and then it leads to a second bit and a third
perverted
bit.
rabbit hole.
And then you're in a rabbit hole too. He's in a
yeah, but it's not perverted.
No,
so.
but it is perverted because you're perverting the connection that you and this man have. You're putting into it all of these casting these negative visions of what he could be doing. But in reality, he's just a 22-year-old guy that's jerking off to some chick he thought was hot in high school, and you're the one that he's with. He's not. It's not possible that a woman as smart as you would miss being with a piece of shit. So if he's a piece of shit, something else will come up. But if nothing else comes up, drop it and never mention it again. I'm with Natasha.
All right. Okay. I mean, that's pretty convincing.
Yeah, you're smart. You'll figure out if he's got other OnlyFans accounts that he's following.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the free trial, that's,
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're probably right that he
yeah,
lied. In a panic, he lied to you about many of
Yeah.
the details of the OnlyFans interface. Brooke, good luck. Just be easy
right,
on him
thanks.
and be easy on yourself too. It's okay that your sex drive is down. We're all in the middle of a fucking insane spiral.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you.
It was good to talk to you.
Bye.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. She seems disappointed.
I know. Well, we're all.
She wanted us to be like, that piece of shit. How could he? On OnlyFans? Not on OnlyFans. It's just like, who cares? But I get it. She's young. She'll learn. But maybe we're wrong. But I think I was right.
No, the real problem was, do you think he's lying to you? Because
Constantly.
if you guys have that kind of, if you don't trust him, then that's not a good relationship.
But I think I was right.
That could be just triggering it.
Because she might be right. You never know. She might be right that this OnlyFans is the tip of the iceberg and he's not trustworthy. But if that is true, then she will find another thing that will happen. But something that happens when people find people, something that makes them jealous, is they start going into this like jealousy loop, and then all of a sudden the whole foundation is fucked up.
That's why I think trying to just focus on her relationship.
I agree.
Because what's going to happen, you're going to, every time you guys get in that discussion, it's going to be a bad night.
And jealousy is such an ugly, pointless, stupid emotion. It's just like the lowest. It's like guilt and jealousy are just useless. You can get all the...
You don't feel guilty ever?
I do, but it's useless. It's
right.
stupid. It does nothing. You can get all the positive information that guilt will give you without the negative toxicity and jealousy. Like you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's cheating on you and lying to you, but you don't need to go through this. Like you said it yourself, never look on a man's phone because you'll always find something that you don't like, and it's just dumb. I'm so grateful that I don't feel any jealousy. I feel guilty. I don't feel jealousy. I never.
Yeah, guilt is hard because guilt also kind of fuels you. If you feel guilty about being lazy, then it actually makes you move a little bit. So maybe guilt is positive.
But I don't think so. I think there are ways to motivate yourself without that's exactly what I was saying. There are ways to get the positive things that you might squeeze out of guilt, having gone through a diseased ringer, without having to go through that. You can find the motivation in some other way without like beating yourself up. And there's ways to figure out if you're with somebody trustworthy without like, game theorying like every iteration of possible dishonesty he could have done and writing a fictional tale. There's this story in AA that my old sponsor told me. He knew somebody that called their sponsor and was doing what Brooke was doing, basically. It was like, oh, and I don't know, because he might at some point he'll contact her, and then on the OnlyFans he might do the full account, and then maybe he'll link up with her. And the sponsor started going, I can't hear you, and the guy's like, what do you mean you can't hear me? I was saying that he might go on the OnlyFans, sign for things. Sorry, I can't hear you. You're in the future, and I can't hear up there. I can only hear what's happening right now. And I always thought that was a good way to look at the world.
I'm sorry, now I'm confused about OnlyFans. So wait, my question is are they interacting?
I don't think so, based on what Brooke said. I don't know.
Answer.
I don't know because I've never gone to the site.
Because if they're interacting,
but if it'll make you feel better, I will go to the site tonight and do a little bit of research.
No. So what are some positive ways to get your motivation flowing?
Well,
if you're not going to be driven by fear and guilt.
Set goals. Okay. There's another great thing I once heard in AA. God, the more I do this podcast, the more I realize, like, even though I'm not in AA anymore, I heard some of the greatest spiritual lessons I've ever had were in AA meetings. But this guy, Lord Ha was his name, a man only Inari Popcorn could love. He was a trippy dude. He covered in tattoos, his whole face covered in tattoos. And apparently he was beautiful before the not that he wasn't beautiful with the tattoos, but he was just an intense looking guy. He looked like Skeletor. And he used to say this thing. He said there came a time in my life when I had to stop backing away from a bottle and turn around and start walking toward God. And I always thought that imagery was very powerful because it was like, that's the way out of guilt or whatever. Is like, yes, you're still moving in the same direction if you're backing away from the fear of being a loser, but you're not doing it in the way that is additive to your life and healthy as much as if you turn around and start walking towards your goals. Stop backing away from the fear of being a failure. Turn around, start walking toward your success. And InariPopcorn.com. That's what I think.
All right, well, I'm probably going to go to bed now.
Okay, well.
That's actually something we fight about because I want to go to bed early and you want to stay up till 2 a.m.
That's true. We should talk about that next week. Well, one thing we don't fight about is issues of jealousy. And not only do I love that about you, but because I'm so secure in what I'm about to say, I never feel it towards you and you don't feel it towards me. And I think it's because I love you.
I love you too.